Ladies and gentlemen, meet Aro for the North Atlantic Free Trade Agreement.
My fellow Americans, it is my divine honor and privilege to introduce to you all today a piece of monumental legislation known as NAFTA. Here's how it works. It starts by lowering taxes, trickling down wealth to the masses. It seeks to increase the production of commodities, leading to increased efficiency and while still lowering poverty. It's obvious financially, so let's globalize rapidly. And yes, it does ask that we increase corporate power wealth substantially, but it'll give us access to Canadian and Mexican oil boundlessly. So hooray for economic liberality. Does the audience have any questions? Yes?
What about global warming? Where do people?
Profanity.
Free trade, a brigade of Western aid. People didn't get much paid for what they made. They prayed to avoid this crusade, to avoid the degrade of this parade. We walked in their lands with a blade and we betrayed. Now they're afraid. They're afraid of this masquerade that we call trade. Here, they signed a pact for an alliance, while their audience was screaming but the rest of the world was in silence. Decisions made without a crowd. The souls of America, this injustice they never allowed.
20 years after signing NAFTA, and income inequality still grows. Politicians promised us that if we cut taxes for large corporations, we'd see a stronger middle class, when instead production's been outsourced to Mexico to workers working for half of our minimum wage in deplorable conditions. Do you know what a maquiladora is? It's a labor warehouse in the border of Mexico in a designated tariff-free zone outlined by NAFTA. What are they making? Cheap products for you and I. Think about what you're wearing right now. Do you know where it was made, who made it, or their story? I bet you don't. But I bet you do know the names of some of the corporations that take advantage of their labor. H&M, Forever 21, Zara. So ask yourself this, is globalization actually bringing the world closer together like politicians want us to believe, or is it dividing us further?
A tower is smoking. It's building something yellow. It's building something plastic. Oh, it's building the wealth of Northern American countries, Canada, the United States, and lowering wages of southern communities and Mexico's opportunities. NAFTA, the Northern American fucking Thieves Association, which broke all the economic boundaries to let the Southern Gulf in, but kept all the previous walls in between human beings. They never tell us the cost of this cement, of their torment and our consent. They never tell us that this agreement lowered wages by 20%. They never tell us that Mexican farmers had to abandon their land because this alliance was only made to satisfy northern demand. It's not that we don't care, we're just not aware, because nobody ever tells us. Education, politicians, the media, even the English version of Wikipedia. But this is UCLA, the queen of public education. Can you hear their silence and our frustration? So let's resume history from this mystery. Okay, Mr. Laskin? In between the walls of the school there might not be free trade, but there's freedom of speech, sometimes free Wi-Fi, and we will clarify. We demand change, truth will not fly.
'Cause as UCLA students, we will not lie.